Hello, everyone. Steve O'Brien here, Redefy Real Estate. It is December 2024. We are approaching the new year. Just got through Christmas. I am not in a Caribbean, on a Caribbean vacation right now, even though my background looks very enticing. It is 45 degrees outside in Virginia Beach. It is not raining, which is fantastic, but it would be nice to be nice, warm climate. Talk the family into that. I don't think that'll happen, but you know, see how that goes over time. Want to give you a quick market update. So inventory is still low, which is a challenge. Let's see if I can share my screen here. We'll go to active listings. See if that'll pop up. Yeah. All right. So this is some data put out by our MLS. As you can see, our inventory is around 4,000 active listings. So since COVID, right? Back in 2017, the active listings were around 10,000 houses, and then it just kind of slowly crept down. After COVID, it just kind of stayed low. Interest rates dropped, and so everybody went out and consumed houses, and then the interest rates started to hike back up. And ironically, instead of inventory increasing, people said, I'm not leaving my house, right? Like I I got a 3% interest rate right here, and then I refi, or I missed that boat and I'm gonna refi around here. And then the rate started jumping, I guess 2022, late 2022, maybe 2022 or 20, yeah, I'd say 2022, late July or so is, if I can remember correctly, is when it started to really creep up. Or in our minds, creeping up, right? It was like 5.5, 6. We're like, oh man, this is it's too high. So now I believe the average interest rate was say or is around 6.8% at the moment for a new loan. Doesn't mean you can't get lower. I just saw 5.75 the other day on a VA. But it's kind of done this, and now it's kind of popping up and down. So we need more inventory. I will say you could see it's kind of popped up more than it has over the last 4 or 5 years. So there's some signs of it maybe working that direction. This stuff uh doesn't jump from 4,000 to 10,000 in a year, right? So it's just this slow, arduous kind of thing. And maybe this is starting to head that way, head north, which would open up more opportunity for buyers. And again, what I found is, I mean, there's a lot of people that want to move, but they're just either in a property that they um, aren't paying a lot of money on every month, or B, and then they look at a new payment and they go, man, I don't know if I want to make that jump, or or they can't afford what they want. And so that creates another challenge. But I am seeing more opportunity for buyers. It's the best I've seen it in a long time. So it's getting better in that respect. From a seller standpoint, it's not, you're probably not going to sell on a weekend, right? Unless you're highly desirable area and you've, upgraded everything that you could possibly upgrade, make it as turnkey as possible. But things are selling. It's just we got to pay more attention to market time, be a little bit more mindful of condition and strategy. Let's see. Let me cancel or delete this guy. And now there was another one I wanted to show everyone. Um, this is showing the number of solds. And okay, so we have this year versus last year, right? So we have November. November is the latest data I have. So November shows 431 sales. I believe this might be Virginia Beach only. So it's not all the 7 cities, but we'll just say Virginia Beach. Pretty good indicator of what's going on. So 431 sales. And then last year was 366. So number of sales is actually kind of popping up. I think we had a little bit of a rate dip 2 months ago. Everybody kind of jumped in. So you got a lot of people on the sideline waiting things for things to kind of hit right, and then they jump. Again, right now is a great time to get out because you don't have any competition. You could see so I tell everybody, look, buyers, if you want to buy a house and you can buy it in the winter, buy it in the winter if it's available, right? Like if you can't find what you want, then don't buy it. But if you see what you like, make that move in the winter because the number of sales jumps up every year in the spring and you have more competition. So everybody's like, "Oh man, I gotta pay my own closing costs or I gotta whatever." That's because you're out when everyone else is out. If you have the capacity to make a move in the winter, now is the time. Holidays, Thanksgiving, December, or Thanksgiving, Christmas time. It's the best time to buy if you can. I think every home I've ever purchased was in the winter, just because if I can do it, right? And get a little bit more out of the market. But I've also been able to find what I wanted in those times. So again, you don't want to just buy something to buy something, right? And then the average days on market looks to be pretty consistent. It's gone up since, let's see, last year was 36 days. This year's 32 days. So we have more sales, which should equal less days on market. This means more people are out buying. I wish I could, if I actually put more effort in, I could probably figure this out. But overlay the interest rate. I've always wanted to see the interest rate factor laid into these graphs because it's what kind of drives everything. So it'd be really interesting to kind of put that together. But I think there was a reduction into the fives or something a couple months ago. So now you're seeing the benefit of that. Last November, I don't think that was the case. So it's just interest rate, just interest rate. The direct, it's a direct influence into the market. And then median list price, median sale price, they look like they're kind of intertwined, which is pretty consistent throughout the history. I guess you could say that see, I don't know what all off market means. I don't know if they're saying, I don't want to get into that because I'm not sure what that factor is. Median sale price is, you could see is, we know what that is. So that's going up a little bit. What was the sale price last? Median sale price was 360. Now it's 380. So things are still going up in price. And you see the bump. Actually, we can't see the spring bump here. We only see one bump, but you see how high it is in the spring. As a buyer, again, if you're a seller, try not to sell in the middle of winter. If you're a buyer, try to buy in the middle of winter. If you're a seller, try to sell in the spring. If you're a buyer, try not to buy in the spring. But you got to do what you got to do, and it gets done. But just making it harder on yourself. So you can see it. Here's the data. You can see that the median sale price was the highest in the spring. I would like to see the interest rate relationship, though. I don't know how that was, but still, you just can't fight when people have to have a place to live and they're moving. We had a lot of military transfers. When people are transferring in town, what do? They have to make a decision. They're either renting or they're buying. So it's just movement. It's movement. So, but it's all good. Do what you got to do, and we get it done. So, hope that helps. Let me stop sharing here. There we go. Make that bigger. Okay. Hope that helps. Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year. On to new beginnings. We don't know what next year holds. They're saying maybe some interest rate decreases. I think they've done nothing but go up since the last time they said that there will be some decreases over next year. So we're not into next year, but and when when the Fed does adjust the rate, it doesn't necessarily mean the mortgage companies are going to offer you better pricing, right? It's a business. And a lot of times they've already made adjustments based on what they anticipate the Fed's going to do with the rate. So um, I guess you could say just because oil is selling at a certain price per barrel doesn't mean that the gas stations are going to lower or it's not going to influence the gas station pricing. I guess you want competition and they're going to adjust because of competition, but ultimately, again, it's a business, and they got to make sure they can make a profit. So hope this helps. Happy holidays. Thanks for watching. Steve O'Brien, Redefine Real Estate.